What's up, guys? It's Sean here from Srkcycles, and I'm driving a 2013 Aprilia RSV4R. Oh, there's some other letters after that. APC? APR? No, I don't know. No. APPC. APRC. I'm reading it off the thing. Awesome, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, first of all, let's start the day like we always should. Romans 8:18. Words of wisdom, guys. For I consider the suffering of this present time are not worthy comparing with the glory that is to be revealed to us. I read that so bad. It's a good verse though. Romans 8:18. Check it out. Alright, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I've never been a fan of Aprilia. And I'll tell you why. Because I'm an American. And they're Italian. And they're snobs and they think they're better than us. And I'll also admit this. I'm an American snob. I'm that guy. I'm like, I'm American. I drive a Honda. You know what I mean? I want everything I got, everything I own has to be American. I drive a Volvo and a Honda. So, Italian, nah, I ain't into that. I ain't into that life. But as soon as I found out, and I didn't know very much about them. Okay, let me give you a little bit of brief history. The import bikes, pretty much all import bikes, except for the occasional like RC51, they're all going to be the sport bikes are all inline fours. All the super sport bikes are inline fours. Ducatis are all V-twins. Aprilias, well, you got a V4 on this beast. Yeah! Love it. I found race mode before I hopped on the bike, and I think that disconnects the traction control, but I'm not completely sure. I lost Caleb. So I am super pumped. When I found out, I'm like, I'm sure I knew it, but I never really thought of that, and I never thought I would really ever get an Aprilia in, because you never see them. But I was like, oh man, V4. And I just listen to this thing. It's so mean. It's such a hot rod bike. This thing weighs in at, it's a pretty light bike. The horsepower's pushing 180. And this thing weighs in, depending on who you read, but one place said it weighs in wet at 405. And I'm like, that is nonsense. There's no possible way. My track bike weighs in a couple pounds less than that, and I personally weighed it myself, and I took everything off of it. Yeah, I'm gonna let it loose up here. Yeah, yeah, so much fun. All right, so the actual weight is 406 dry. So it's probably around, you're looking at like 450 wet. That's a reasonable weight. It's about what it feels like. It's a great power to weight ratio. You know, it's a great competitor with the other bikes. But what's cool and unique about it is the V4. If you don't know what I mean when I say V4, imagine my fingers are cylinders. This is how a Japanese sport bike is. It's like this. 4 cylinders straight across, flat 4, inline 4. A Ducati or a Harley Davidson is a V-twin, so it's like this. 2 cylinders, but they're this way. This is a V4. So you got let me try it. Like this. That was probably the worst thing. That doesn't really show it, but that's what it is. Take a right. This bike's got a gear indicator, which is very handy. I love the sound. I love the feel. It's very, very, very torquey. You know, if people talk about how torquey and how you get that good power at low RPMs for a V-twin and a Ducati, how much better is a V4 gonna be? It's gonna be a lot better. I mean, it's just insane. Watch this, child. once you hit that like 8,000 RPMs, it's just, that's when it really starts to unleash. And the reason they make them like that is because it's a race bike. You're gonna be at, you know, when you're moving, it's not a, you're gonna be at those high RPMs. That's where you want the power to be at anyway. Bagged mulch, big mulch, represent. So, I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering, you're like, okay, it's Italian, does it have a nasty sounding dry clutch? And the answer is no. It actually has a wet clutch, and of course, it's got a slipper clutch. It wouldn't really be a real motorcycle if it didn't have a slipper clutch. All sport bikes have slipper clutches since like the mid-2000s. So it's a dumb question. Now, is it all? It's not all teched out. I mean, it's got ABS, it's got traction control, it's got those things. I think the guy who sold it to us said it had wheelie control. I don't think it has that. I don't know. It's got something that's stopping me from pulling that front end up. But I think it's just the mode. I got to figure out how to change the mode. So there's going to be like race mode. Right now it's on race mode. And I'm pressing button. Oh, is that something? I'm pressing buttons, trying to figure out how to change it. Oh, this is pretty cool. Looks like it's got a lap timer on there. No, what is that? I don't know what that is. It's got something. So you gotta learn how to change the mode. It's probably like some type of rain mode. And then there's a mode where everything's taken off. It's just you, your bike, and your maker. And that mode will get you to your maker a whole lot faster. So, you know, all in all, I didn't think I was gonna like this bike. I was like, it's my goal, because my personal bike right now is a CBR, 2008 CBR 1000RR. I really, really like that bike. My goal is, we're gonna take a right here. My goal is that I was gonna ride this bike, this Italian, snobby, stupid bike, and I'd be like, yo, my CBR is way better. And I can say that because I ride them both. That's what my goal was. But, I mean, this is an awesome bike. So, I love the feel of it. So, it's hard for me to say that this, I'm not going to say my bike is better than this bike. Because this bike is sick, and I love the way that V4 sounds, and I love the power and I love the way it feels. I just wish I spent a little more time and learned how to take that traction control off. It's got great power. Whoa, fella. What? Oh, okay, that could be right. Now, if you look at this bike, it's got pegs. I got pegs at the shop. I don't know how you're supposed to sit on this thing. Maybe there's a seat somewhere. I don't know. We're turning left right here. Don't run into me. Don't run into me. Brakes feel tight. Alright guys, this bike has won me over. It's a fun bike to ride. Now obviously I'm not like comparing the different bikes on the track, you know, but just riding it on the street, I mean, it's a lot of fun. It's no joke, the cheapest Aprilia RSV4R out there. Like, it's not even close. Alright guys, that wraps up this test drive. We'll see you guys later. I'm Sean, and this is Srkcycles. It's not what you're riding, but where you going.